Why does YouTube just not recognize that I'm live? YouTube, like, has no idea. I slipped under the radar. It went live on YouTube and nobody knows. It's a secret. It's don't tell anybody about my secret stream. It's so stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay, watch. I'm gonna copy the link to the stream, paste it in the Discord, and it's going to have the ABP stream thumbnail. Even though I changed it. That is a fact. I changed the thumbnail. Yeah, it's the ABP stream thumbnail. Awesome, awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope it has been a restful day so far. I have an announcement of sorts. I have a secret to tell you all. I have crimes that I need to confess. Let's just get into it. So this level, right? Last stream, we made a little bit of the pre-drop deco, and I was like, it's going by a little slow, but hopefully my motivation will allow me to complete this level someday, you know? Progress was slower than I had hoped, considering it's 1.9 deco. Should be pretty easy. But if we go in here, I did a lot of deco. Last stream we stopped about here. This is about the extent of what we decorated last time. And since then, since what was it? Was it Thursday? I think since Thursday I have decorated all of this. I hope it looks okay. I'm trying to like allow the block design to kind of evolve and change as the level goes on. I don't want it to stay the same for too long. I don't want it to get too stale or boring. And then comes the 9 circles effect. I wanted to do something different. If you take the 9 circles effect at its most traditional like context, I don't think it looks very good, you know? Like just the blocks of like I don't, what are they even called? What do you call these blocks? Just these guys layered on top of each other. It's like, it's all right, but if I just made a part that looks like regular 9 circles after this, it would look like garbage, right? Not really garbage, not like this is like some kind of awesome elite deco or anything. It just would look out of place. It would just look lazy. So I had to do something else. So what I did was, I've got these like prism looking slopes. I got those pieces. And then offset a few clicks away, I have these pieces that are kind of like staggered apart from each other. So they interlock in this kind of weird way. And then I got a little bit of glow, some little like lines to kind of help define it a little bit. The outer edge of each block is like black with glow to kind of blend it to the color. And then I've got these blocks, right? You can kind of assemble these blocks in like some interesting patterns. This one looks like a little fan or like a swirl or something. But if you move that out of the way, let me see if I can just gather all these up. These should be linked, but so that's what the 9 circles effect looks like. Anyway, that's how that's looking. And I think I prefer it with these blocks like layered over everything, because these blocks are really detailed. I like them a lot. They're very useful in like older deco if you're doing like 1.9 or 1.8 or whatever. Because they have 4 different like brightnesses, so to speak. You know, that's a lot of detail you can add to a very like simple background color. But yeah, it's going okay so far, I think. I'm really scared because these are all really basic shapes. This one was kind of tricky because it's 2 shapes like meshed together. But like, I'm really scared about this. It starts as a big wave and then it turns into a mini. So like, keeping this structuring philosophy and applying it to these weirder structures in the level, it's gonna get hard. This is when my structuring style really comes back to bite me. Anyway, I like the LGBT blocks. Let's do a little showcase really quick. I'm just going to play through the level in ye olde practice mode. What's up, Husky? How you doing? Thanks so much for the 5, man. I appreciate that. Funny that you would be building a 9 circles level now. I'm playing one. Oh, SWI. Oh, gosh. I don't know how that compares to Cosmic Cyclone. I think it's harder. I don't know by how much, but good luck with that. And thank you for the 5. Hope you're doing well this weekend. And then I still haven't moved this damn saw. I don't know why. That was a cool lag spike. Oh, I fooled my own self. Yay! It is kind of hard to do wave sync gameplay. That's true. That is very true. Which is kind of why I wanted to do this. You know, I've never really seen a 9 circles level that really tries to tackle the sync thing. Sometimes, like, a level like a Secret Box by Metal Face, like, a lot of the buffer sequences are based around sync gameplay. The sync gameplay is not very good, and the sync hasn't aged very well, but it's there. And then you get to the wave, and the sync kind of goes on vacation for a little while. And I don't want to do that. I want to just maintain a consistent theme of sync. As for the pre-drop, this will be subject to lots of color trigger changes. Right now, the colors that you see here, they do not change. There's a couple objects that are set to like the object color or a light background. Those change, but the actual color channels do not change. And I'm going to add that later. Don't worry about that. But if this part looks like a little stagnant or boring so far, this will definitely be looking better later. Also, I'm going to go back through and add air deco and everything. It's just easier for me. I don't know why, but it's easier for me to go through the level, make the gameplay. Go through the level again, make the block design, and then I'll go through one more time and do like triggers and loose ends and background. It's 1.9. There's not really a whole lot of that, but air deco for sure. I'm watching on my TV, so HD. Dude, I have those letters in my name. VSC stands for Vave Save Cave. I think it's vivacious, cyvacious, chivacious. Or I guess you could do cyvacious twice if it's a soft C. Okay, no more dilly-dallying. It is time. Oops. Let's get rid of these. These blocks are not necessary anymore. I'm going to get into making this weird structure, but before I do, I want to say one more thing. This level's dense. It's a lot of objects, and that's something I'm kind of running into. I can't make a level that looks like this without using tons of objects. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this were a 2.0 or a 2.1 or a 2.2 level, I could scale a lot of these objects to get similar effects happening with fewer objects. There is no scale in 1.9, so this is a lot. It is not even half decorated yet. I have this much of the level to decorate still. And we are at 20,000. At this rate, we'll be up to like 50 or something. That's going to be crazy. That's like, gosh, that's so many objects. That's so many. Oh my gosh. Okay, not starting with this big guy just yet, actually. We're going to start with this little dude. Let's start with Little Johnson. Or what if we eliminated Little Johnson and used Medium Johnson? Could I do that? Oh yeah, copy and pasting some of the more reused structures, like the ones you're going to see a lot. That's super helpful. Also, there's this really annoying glitch where, hold on, these blocks right here, these ones, if you set that line color to black, it will not stay black, no matter how hard you try. I don't know what the deal is. It's super frustrating, though. Hold on. So let's actually delete this really quick. I gotta go back and fix this. So what I had to do was I couldn't get these lines to stay black. It was super annoying. They kept coming back as white no matter how hard I tried. So we just have to use the ones without the hitboxes. I think there's another... Yeah, there's another block in this amalgam of parts that does have a hitbox. So like we don't need the line, but it looked nice. I liked it. Okay, if I wedge this in here, is that good? That's really hard. That's really tight. We're not doing that. All right. Let's decorate Lil Johnson then. How about it? Have I seen Rebels before? I have. I'm not a Rebels fan. I want to like Rebels, but it's like whoever was making Star Wars Rebels wanted to make a show for adults, but the Disney leash was just like, oh no, we can't have on-screen deaths or deep complex characters. No, we've got to make the kids laugh. And I think the show suffers from that a lot. It's almost really cool all the time, but it just generally has no, like, there's no stakes. You know, you can just feel, it's like watching like a children's television program where they just beat up the faceless, nameless bad guys again and again, and it's so like formulaic. I don't know. I don't like Star Wars The Clone Wars as much as a lot of other people, but you definitely felt some stakes in that show. The episodes are very different from each other, but like Rebels is mostly the same stuff. I can't get over that. I really want to like Rebels, but I can't. I know a lot of people just can't get enough of Rebels, and I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. You stink. Oh, man. That sucks. I could put coins in this level, because those are a 1.9 feature, don't you know? Okay. How do I decorate such a small little guy? I don't know how to do that. Okay, well, we're gonna need some lines. And then that's gonna need to be, what the hell? This color. I don't know how to talk about decoration. You know what I'm saying? I've only ever decorated in, like, complete silence before. Those are two. What? Are you saying these lines are 2.0? I'm going to be really sad if that's what you're saying to me. Because I have really bad news about how many of these I've used. Stand by. We are awaiting permission. Oh. Oh, okay. No. Were you referring to the coins? Because I knew those are 2.0. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was just me being an ironic asshole. Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page. Gosh, I got scared for a second there. Okay, the lines are 1.8. Good. I was about to say, if those lines weren't added until 2.0, my entire concept of how people made levels back then is shattered. Oh my gosh, that was scary. What if I get these like invisible fading spikes and overlay them on this one, but not quite the right orientation? That will look interesting, I've decided. And then maybe if I get some kind of like really basic looking star happening. What layer is my glow on? 1.5. I don't think the like Z order thing was available in 1.9. I don't think that was a thing, but I don't know, man. I'm willing to make certain exceptions. Yeah, I don't need a lot of detail for such a tiny little guy. Let's see. Can I do like one more thing? Can I add one more little bit of detail? Can I do this? I don't think I can. Yeah, those will jut out way too much. These look really cool, but unless you can turn the hitboxes off, which is not a 1.9 feature, it's just going to kill you. I can do this, theoretically. Now, black, that doesn't really look like anything. See, that looks kind of cool. I'm kind of down. Okay, okay. It's a little off-center, though. Hold on. You guys. Oh, my gosh. All of this has been on the same layer. I'm stupid. What's up, Shigo? How you doing? Welcome back to Howdy taking way too long to decorate like a single thing. Okay, I'll put this on 2. I will put... Don't tell me the glow is also on the same. Okay, there we go. This will be on 3. And then this is 1. Okay. That should be fine. I don't like how off-center this is, though. Can I make that any better? Also, I will admit this, and I have no plans to change this, but I have been using these measurements, these tiny, tiny little micro measurements in all of my deco so far. Not like every single object or every single structure, but I've been using it a lot, and I don't think that was a 1.9 feature. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a 2.0 thing. And I just don't think I'm gonna let myself care about that too much. See, that looks kind of cool, but it doesn't quite fit with everything else. So let me try one more time to do this a little differently. What if I made a little squarey boy like so? I think that's perfect. This should be on group 4. Can I... Is this gonna look okay? That looks okay. Okay. And then I'll just kind of use the other component of most of the blocks so far, and I'll do like a little tiny bit of glow. Since that's only one block, it should be easy. Sometimes getting the glow measurements just right for some of these structures is a pain in the ass, because you gotta like rotate it later. You can't like... I don't know. It's hard to estimate. It's hard to estimate. Maybe for experienced builders, they'll just know those things, but not I. Your internet's horrible today, dude. I used to have really bad internet days, and that would really affect my streams a lot. I have slightly better internet now, but it still has bad days, and it sucks. Nothing you can really do about that. Especially if you're not the provider of the internet. Like, if you aren't paying for it, if that's like your mom or your dad or whatever, like that's gonna be a lot more of an issue, especially if you're gonna try to stream or something. So okay, maybe last thing I want to do, I want to go back here. Can I put one of these blocks in the center? That looks a little silly, right? It looks like an accident. You can't tell that there's a block in there with like this kind of structure to it, so it just looks like it's on like low battery or something. I don't know. It looks weird, but it's too bright. You know what I'm saying? I need something there to kind of darken everything. I don't know what that would be. So for now, how about we just take these spikes, turn the detail brightness down to like 0.6, and do the same for the star. That should look a little nicer. Not that it didn't look nice before, it just looked too bright. It looked abnormally bright. Also, I might change the spike color. I might be crazy for this, but what if I did that? See, like here, it's really yellow. So maybe I need to change the star color. What if star color was 4? Wait, which color is the blue color? Which one is that? I should know this. It's my level. But when it turns blue, which one is that? I thought that was 4. It is 4. So it just doesn't look very blue. That's fine. This is fine. We are moving on. 4 people just said no. Oh, someone asked, do I think this could get creator points? If I were a really popular level creator with lots of creator points, this would absolutely get like rated or featured or something. But because I have 0 creator points, Robtop will either not know of this level's existence forever, or he will see it once and say no. That is my theory. Okay, let's make this stupid structure. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. I don't think all of those will even be seen. I think the wave stops like here or something. I don't know. I don't know where exactly the wave stops, but we won't need all 9. But just in case, I like to use all 9. I don't like it when you can see the bottom of my structures. Also, we can't use these anymore because the lines will not stay black. They will just keep coming back as white. It's super annoying. That's really tall. Okay, so it starts like so, and then we gotta merge it with this. So I did pull a little bit of sorcery to make this work in the past. See, like, look at this structure right here. For those of you who might not be experienced with structuring or deco, or maybe don't know much about the game, you might look at this and think it looks normal. To the experienced and keen eyes of the chat, you know this is not possible. See, let's look at the blocks here and see what's going on. So this is the dilemma I ran into. There's no way to make this look good, right? Because you gotta, like, either settle on that, which looks stupid, or just, like, leave an empty space in there like that. But what I did was, I put this in just the right spot, and then covered up the lines that kind of hung over with, what layer was that on? Was that just on the block layer? Okay. I just found like black blocks that were the right size that they could fit in here to cover up the lines to make it look a little bit more neat. I didn't attempt this for these structures. They still look a little bit weird, but I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that weirdness. I did that same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. Hold on, you can't really see because the line fades out, but. Same thing right there. Anyway, that saved my freaking bacon. You could also use layering to make it possible. That is too vague for me to understand. But I'm sure you could. This one goes all the way down to the floor. Okay. Oh, it goes past. It goes past this. All right. So what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? I could, honestly, that's not bad. That's not bad. I might just settle on that because this level is going to take me so much longer to decorate if I keep dilly-dallying with the odd structures like this. Because this one is one of the weirder ones. Oh, it does kind of stay weird after this. Like, we don't really get back to normal structures for a while. I think those objects you used either pulse or were not added until 2.0. What? What objects? What is this you say? You talking about this trick over here? Some objects over here? I'm trying so hard to only use objects that I feel like I've seen before, in like old levels, like 1.9, 1.7 kind of stuff. That is a little thick. The cover lines and the black slopes. The ones used to cover the lines and the black slopes. Really? That object was not available until 2.0? And these ones? That looks so like electrodynamics. Am I crazy? Well, maybe that is 2.0. I might need to go back and play electrodynamics just to make sure. I like... Never mind, he says. Interesting. TS lacks of air deco. I haven't even started the air deco yet. It'll be there, don't worry. That was like the most annoying way you could have presented that issue, but I understand your woes. Patience, my friend. Okay. So this is fine, but I kind of don't want it to be this thick. So let's see if I can... See, that's what I want. That's what I want right there. And I'm probably going to be fine with this block being here. Can I make that look... see, that is really nice. But how do I fill these very strangely sized holes? How do I do that? A normal block can't fit in there. I could... gosh. No. The ones in the glow tab. I think this is the glow tab. I don't know, dude. These are so, like, unorganized, and the way they're laid out makes, like, no sense to me. I think probably the best way for me to cover these up with, like, normal blocks, maybe there's some kind of obscure deco piece that I don't know about, but maybe just doing this. Oh, that would take so many extra objects. Like, I'm already so far enough into the object hole, I don't super care. Certainly not ideal, but... the size of this black outline looks perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's going to be really hard to replicate for other kinds of structures, but... Oh, wait, no, I don't need to do that. Hold on. You're just making unnecessary work for yourself. Yeah, that's better. That's better. And it doesn't poke through. Look at that. Gorgeous. Stretch out a pixel block thing. How do you listen to me? See, you said stretch, which sounds like a warp thing, and this is trying really hard to stay a 1.9 level where there is no warp. So I don't think I should listen to you. I think you should listen to me. Okay, now I'm just gonna try to replicate the same deco, but for this structure, which is gonna be so weird. Only for genius. No, dude, that's definitely the thing that I'm missing the most. Like, if I, for some reason, was given the power to go back in time and add one of the later features to 1.9 that I could use for this level, it would be warp. Warp would come in handy so much. I don't want only this. I need this as well. Yeah, so you can see a little bit how this effect is supposed to look by itself. It reminds me a lot, I kind of accidentally recreated a very similar looking effect to my level XIX, or Zix as I call it. That's probably about what we want. Yeah, I've already used HSV for most of the pre-drop decoration. I'm going to try to not use it going forward at all, now that I know that, but I'm not going to go back and change all those colors. That would take an obscene amount of time. I think I'm just going to say sorry. At least all the blocks are from 1.9. That is my strategy. Okay. I'm not even gonna bother trying to copy and paste that and make it work. Okay. So we have that, and then we have this. This goes over here. I think we scoot it forward 1, 2, 1, 2. I think that's all we do. Yeah, I believe that's true. And then you can literally just use the normal WASD to space these apart, and it'll add up. It'll add up to how everything else is kind of structured, which gives you that little bit of overlap in the middle that gives that extra brightness. I think that looks pretty nice. So this won't be the most seamless thing. I can hide the tip into the like black corner there to get this to line up a little nicer, but it's not going to be seamless. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. That looks nicer than I thought it would look, but it won't be perfect. I don't even think you can see down here, so I'll just keep that this size. It will be harder to maintain the like gaps that I have used thus far. Well, let's just kind of get these lined up so far. I don't want to try to merge all the different moving parts. Not moving parts, it's only 1.9, but merging all the different colored parts all at once is just going to be too messy. Too messy. Oops. I can't see. I need to be operating back here. So there's only 3 like series of like pulses that I'm using so far. I plan to diversify that later. I'm just copying and pasting them so I can continue to see what I'm working on. I think it looks pretty good though. Okay, it slows down so it stops singing. That's okay. I think going to the 1.9 GPS would have been a good idea. I think it's too late. Oh, dude, obviously. It's like, this was such a spur-of-the-moment decision for me to do as, like, an idea for a level that, like, I didn't even want to learn how private servers work. I was just like, you know what, let's just do it in normal style. Okay. That one's done. And these last 2 are the same color, so we don't have to worry about that. So now we can maybe put that there and get away with it, right? Let's go ahead and delete that, no need. We can probably put that there and get away with it. There's no gaps though, that's my issue. Okay, so we know for a fact this one is going here. That's for show. We can probably scoot this, split the difference, kind of make an average of an average here, and do something like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, what if I just selected all of this? This is all like one unified group here. I want this to look a little better. I don't know how I would do that though. So this, I guess we can try linking that. I'm making certain exceptions when it comes to features that were added after 1.9, as long as it doesn't like really affect how the level looks, only how my building experience goes. Like if it helps the building process go by a little smoother, sure. Like linking objects obviously wasn't a thing in 1.9, but it doesn't make my level look better than what someone could do in 1.9. So I'm allowing it, if that makes sense. That looks really nice. It's kind of fucky. This is what we call homemade fuck. We just kind of like made a weird arrangement of everything until it looked okay. But that is good. We are going to leave that there. Next up, at least the next thing I want to do to tie everything together would be the dark glow. So we're going to use some of this. I don't have the angled glow. Angled glow is not a thing in 1.9. I'm not using that. I'm doing it old school. But that doesn't mean it has to look shitty. A lot of people in 1.9 just threw glow stuff on stuff and hoped that it would look good. And sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. It doesn't have to look bad. 1.9 glow can be done nicely. It helps a lot to put the little rounded corners on stuff. Hold on, I gotta make this normal and then snap it to this slope. Never mind, it's not even wanting to work with me here. There we go. Is it bad that I don't understand the photo on the bottom left? Most people do not, and that's okay. Not having context is sometimes part of the plan. Okay, I think that looks pretty nice. So now we have these blocks right here. I don't know what to call them. The X-step blocks. I think that's the first time they were used, or maybe cycles. I don't know. Yeah, this is weird. This is a little weird. I'm gonna have to make some kind of design with these that doesn't look off. I think I can just hold on. Get back in there. Let's trim off the excess. How about it? That's a little better. Okay, I could just call it there, but it doesn't look very nice. You know what I'm saying? You should put a funny final jump at the end of the level. I mean, the gameplay's already done. I'm just decorating it. I already have the end of the level decided. And it is funny. It's just a straight fly with my name. And then a heart made out of spikes that you can't see. It was fun to kind of like design this in a way that I was happy with. The kind of like call sign or the logo or whatever. I always liked when people would do that in their old levels. They'd spell out their name with blocks and like, and sometimes they'd use where are they? Like they'd use this stuff to like make letters and like, dude, that would take so much patience. But like, yes, J, or like I do not have the patience for that. I'm just gonna use blocks. What's up, Dave Requiem? This guy does deco. This Dave Requiem guy, he's the real deal. See, I don't know how to make this look good, though. So what I think I might try to do is say, screw the blocks. Let's use the X-step slopes instead. Let's see if I can make this look any better. So we're going to need it to start there. That's a little weird. That works. Okay. Can I? I don't know if I can just layer that. That's so like simple looking, you know? I mean, it's a pretty effective little checker pattern. I just don't like that. I don't think I like that. So alternatively, we do that and then use regular blocks. Just start with the slopes and then work from there. I think I'll probably need to make this whole structure elsewhere so I can actually like see it. Zero people so far have pronounced my username correctly. That seems to be a recurring theme with a lot of people in my chat. They have very unpronounceable names. So, I don't know. My whole strategy here is just to line up the little quarters of these blocks that are the same color and hope it works out. And sometimes you can make really cool designs, and sometimes you kind of gotta get lucky for that. I've kind of been able to scrape by doing like some kind of pinwheel looking effect. This is just a really tough shape to apply that philosophy to. We can start there. We can just start by making those little like lighter diamonds everywhere. I really don't know how to approach this as a part. See, that's okay. I kind of want to make this dark triangle and this dark triangle, but I can't do both. I don't know. What if I just repeat this process? That doesn't look so bad. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm speaking too soon. I don't know how it's going to look overlaid on top of the deco. I forgot where exactly that was supposed to be. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's very pointy. And, like, you know, this whole part looks pretty pointy. That's kind of how wave game modes work, but I don't know. That's interesting. I could say screw it, it's good enough, and just move on. And I probably should do that. I want to try one more thing. I want to try one last thing. What if I take all these blocks and turn them up? This is a little more positive. Instead of feeling down, the arrows are feeling up. Wait, that doesn't sound very good. Maybe don't feel up. I'd probably like that a little more. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of either of them, but like... Alright. I'm gonna have to deal with that, I guess. And then we have these 3D lines I've been trying to incorporate. It's hard to, like, get them just right. This is an easy one because it doesn't have to connect, like, around the entire structure. Like, we can have some overhang at the bottom that no one will see. So this one's easy. This one's easy. This is a freebie. But it gets really annoying later. So we can just kind of line this up wherever we want. Give me your properties. Excellent. Stop. Dude, sometimes when I click on the screen, GD tells me no. Like, certain parts of the editor has, like dead spots in the screen that you can't click on sometimes. I don't know if that's a geode mod. I don't understand, but it makes me very upset. I do not like it. No one uses arrow triggers anymore, sadly. What are arrow triggers? What, like these? I don't even know what that does. I'm clearly part of the problem if no one else is using them. Usually I have the glow facing out like this. For a lot of the mini structures, I have the glow facing in, and I kind of think that works a little bit better. At least for certain structures. I don't know if I'm going to swear off this entirely. I kind of would like to continue to do both. Since this one does end with some mini action, I think I'm just going to do that. I think it would be easier anyway. Okay, layer 5. That should be long enough. Can I get one that's not all linked? Can I get one that's not all linked? Yes! Okay, so this we line up with the 3D line we just put down. Kind of wedge that little rounded piece in the corner so it looks nice. Make this normal style. Snap it over here, because we can't do that if the slope doesn't have a hitbox, apparently. And there we go. See, like, okay, I don't know if how the glow pieces, like, interlock has changed since 1.9, but I keep seeing old levels with really shitty looking glow, where, like, all the little glow pieces are like that. And I'm like, there was effort, but not a lot. I don't know. This might be modern GD privilege. I don't know how easy it was to make glow look nice back in the day, but it doesn't seem on paper like it should have been that difficult. Okay, I am adequately pleased with that, and then let's, I don't know of any other way to make this kind of stuff, so we literally just take blocks with hitboxes and put them here. Oh, wait, no, not 6. What? Wait a second. 4 is what this needs to be on. No. Okay, hold on. This is what we need. Man, I've kind of doomed myself working with slopes as much as I do. Because, man, the click box is so huge to where when you're working with more than like a few slopes on their own private layer, oh, dude, it gets infuriating. I don't know why the click boxes for these objects don't just more accurately match the actual size of the structure. Okay, this one I believe is done. Have I forgotten anything? Have I missed any step? So all of this deco so far, almost all 45 minutes of it almost, has been dedicated to mostly just making this. That's freaking crazy. Yeah, I think we're good. So now we go ahead and plop this guy down where he belongs. Try to line it up as best as I can. I don't want to mess with the intended vision of the gameplay. Oh gosh damn it. I didn't put these on the first layer. I put them on the 0th layer. That's okay, because the ones that I'm trying to get rid of are the only ones with lines, so this isn't so bad. That is what I want gone. You are still going to need to change layers, young man. Who told you to be on layer 0? Oh yeah, it was me. Don't do that. Yeah. Alright. Is there anything else on layer 1 that should not have been? Okay, we're good. So this structure is done, and I am pleased with that. Now it's time for a whole bunch of mini shit. I don't even think I'm going to be done with this mini part by the time the stream is over. That's like the rate that my deco has been going by so far. I am lazy. You know what that means? I'm going to start with this guy. This guy's the easy one. He's just like filler, just to make sure you don't like go secret way style. You could still probably go secret way style if you really wanted to. Okay. This one shouldn't be so bad, because we just need a very simple 1x2 slope little prism here. Oh my goodness! The juxtapositional artist challenging my ability to pronounce things yet again with your $1 Australian. Thank you! No message. I think you can't add messages unless you donate like $2 or something. I don't know. I've never seen a donation of like $1 with a message before, so I just assume it's not possible. But maybe everyone who donates $1 unanimously agreed that like, nah, we shouldn't say anything. Just leave them in suspense. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. And welcome. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Bad Player 64, good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. We are doing decoration, or trying. I do plan on filling this part out with some kind of like background effects or something like that. Yeah, background effects. They didn't really exist in 1.9, but I'll work something out. You beat Espresso yesterday? Dude, tell me your thoughts. Your unfiltered thoughts. If you hated it, I want to know. Dear gosh, I hope you don't hate it, though. No, but GG. I have heard many people say that that is an extreme demon. And I don't know. I really don't know about that. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. You seem like a man of reason. I'm not quite sure how to line this up. There's not really going to be much room for gaps, because I want all 3 colors to be present, and the only way we can really do that is if we kind of squeeze everything in. That's fine, that's fine. I don't need there to be dark gaps in between the colors. That's just a preference. Background effects are absolutely possible. I mean, like, custom background is more what I was referring to. That looks nice. So what did I do before? See, I had this object, this little, like, diamond. And for this, I had to get a little fucky with it. I do like this, though. This looks cool. if I could apply this somehow to my current structure, I think we'll be looking pretty good in that regard. So this is 4 slopes tall. Sync levels aren't really challenging gameplay-wise, so I measure how good they are, how consistent it gets once you learned it. I think Espresso is very good in that department. Excellent! That's definitely how I felt about it, so that is excellent news. I'm so glad you enjoyed. Actually, can I just keep layering these slopes like so to make something that looks cool? That might be a little bit more fitting, honestly. It looks a little bit silly, but like, I don't know. I kind of like that. Okay, not all these are the same, though. I need to make sure it's symmetrical. Yes, I believe that is symmetrical. You can double check by just like flipping it like this. If it doesn't change, you're good. So what if I put this here? It's a little bit bigger than it needs to be, but that's okay. That looks pretty good. Or at least it will once it has all of its dark glow situated. Speaking of which, let's get that dark glow. Is there like a really long line I can take from somewhere? I could do that. It's not all grouped together, but that's okay. This is a little longer than we need it to be, so let's make it normal style, and then do some surgery, and then make it slope style again. Oh wait, nope, wrong slope style. Yes. That's still too long, but that's okay. It is acceptable. Guys, find you a partner in life who accepts your length. Scotty's leaving. What? No! Ah! Okay. Have a good one, Scotty. I appreciate you hanging out for a while. Looks pretty good. I think it's a medium demon. Difficulty only comes from learning it, which isn't hard. I think people who just really don't like learning levels found that to be like insane or extreme, you know? This is like the opposite of my Espresso gameplay, you know what I'm saying? This is like, I don't want to say sight readable, because the pre-drop does have some challenging stuff in that regard, but this will definitely reward sight reading more than Espresso. Espresso is basically completely unsight readable. Which is like, I don't know, I used a popular song with like very simple click patterns on purpose because I wanted everybody to be like, oh, okay, I see what I'm supposed to click here. This makes perfect sense. They kind of didn't do that. Not a lot of them, at least. If I turn that upside down, ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that. That's nice. This is an extreme demon to my skill level. I mean, extreme demon difficulty I don't think should be like completely subjective. That's why the Eurydice is a thing, which I'm a fan of. I think there should be a designated like floor of extreme demon difficulty, you know? If that's just subject to change with how the community gets better with skill and everything, I think we have failed. That is a bad idea. If like, say 10 years down the line, Cataclysm's like a hard demon, that we have failed. If that is our future, we have failed. I do not like that. That would be such a dumb outcome. I would hate that. Nobody makes sight-readable gameplay like Name Kidded. True. What's up, Sync? Thanks so much for these 17 months of featured membership. Appreciate it, man. I have fucka bands. I don't know what that means, but because it's in all caps, I assume you were excited about this. So congrats, my dude. That is excellent news. That is like so silly sounding out of context. Is that like saying you have hella bands? Like you're in a bunch of bands, like you and your buddies are jamming out all the time? That is my best guess as to what that means. Satan? Isn't that the guy who lives in hell or something? Oh, dude. I play that game. Like, I don't know what to call that, but just like the sound-alike game. I play that with my mom. She's gotten really good at it. I don't know how to describe the game, but someone will say like Satan, like or like they'll say Satan or whatever. Oh, that's the guy who lives in hell. It's like I thought the guy who lives in hell was, and then we'll think of something else that sounds like Satan. Oh, I thought Satan was a kind of paint, because like satin is a paint, and then we'll just keep this going. We'll keep this going for as long as we possibly can. It's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, we need our 3D line now, which is where? Here. Oh wait, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want this. Oh, this is really dark actually. We need to make this brighter. Is 200 brightness too much? No, that's actually pretty good. That's kind of what I want. Oh, banned in terms of money. Okay, that's me being a white person. Just don't mind me. Just being white over here. Yeah, I don't know. $1,000 has lots of names. There's a band. There's a K. There's probably some other letters I don't know about. I don't know. It's too much to keep up with. You guys got to calm down. Calm down with all your money. Can I acquire? Yes. Acquisition complete. I freaking love being able to copy and paste things. I'm a little bit torn on if I want to change the wave deco halfway through. If I were to change it halfway through, it would be right here. Yeah, starting here is when I would update the deco for the wave, and it would be something else until the end. Because then it would be 50-50 split. You know, this first half is this effect, and then I change it to something that also looks good and fitting, but like different. I would like to do that. We'll see. We'll see if my creative juices are flowing on that day, and if I'm able to create anything that looks good. Creative juices. They elude me sometimes. I feel like everyone can get behind that, at least a little bit. Okay, I think this is done. Yeah, I think we're good. Yes. Alright, this is definitely an object we'll need to reuse, so I'm just gonna stick them up here. We'll come back for you. I feel like a lot of making levels quickly falls to just knowing when to copy and paste. Knowing what you can get away with copy and paste wise, I suppose. Gosh damn it! I put this on 0 again. So stupid. It's okay. Hopefully we can see the lines. And at last I see the lines. That movie is so much better than Frozen. It's not funny. It's actually sad. It's sad how much more successful Frozen was than Tangled. It is a crime. But I guess, like, borderline superheroes with their ice powers is definitely more marketable to young girls than, like, hey, she has lots of hair, though. Look at how long her hair is. Frozen is a very, like, 6.5 out of 10 movie for me. Like, it's fine. It is a very serviceable children's movie that has good things about it. But in terms of a lot of, like, climactic and, like, narrative significance, it doesn't hit as many marks as Tangled, I don't think. I don't know. On a larger scale, the story is just a little bland in Frozen. And it seems like that wasn't entirely unexpected by the writers. It seemed like the writers were just trying to make the characters likable more than, like, put them in an interesting story, which I understand. I get that. That is a strategy you could do. Not one I would recommend, but you could do it. So now we have this. We have this structure right here, which is going to be tricky. So let's see, that's 4 up. I guess 5 up, change directions. Okay. Build it on 1 this time. 4. Like this. And then, yep, goes down, then back up, then back down. Yeah, okay. This is what we're working with. Gosh, this is going to be hard. What is my dream car? I think we talked about this last stream, actually. That's interesting. My dream car is thankfully quite financially achievable. It is a Pontiac Solstice. Ideally a non-convertible. Ideally, silver Pontiac Solstice. Such a nice little sports car. I'm just going to get a picture of it. Pontiac Solstice. Ooh, I spelled it with a V instead because I'm dumb. Can I find a not bad picture? So that's convertible, but like, sure. No, that's also really low resolution. Hold on, give me a better picture. Ooh, that one's pink. That's not bad. I'm manly enough to admit that I could drive a pink car. I would prefer not to, but like I'd be okay. Okay, this is the best quality image, like the highest quality image of the right color, non-convertible that I could find. That is a Pontiac Solstice. Pretty tiny little car, but man, I've seen several of them where I live, out in the wild. Oh, mwah. Beautiful car. I'll show you guys the pink one too, just in case you're interested. Let's see. This one has like an address attached to it. Let me just crop that out. I don't even know like what business that's advertising, but there we go. That's cold. Holy cool car. See, like, I don't know. I've seen pink look way worse on cars before. Like, the Pontiac Solstice kind of rocks it. It's the front. It's the front. I love how round its little cheeks are. I don't know. It's such a cute car. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to put it. It's a cute car. But also, like, it means business. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could win you a street race if you really needed it to. See, this is the issue I'm going to run into with this, right? Because, like, sure, that looks fine and it works. But how am I going to get the color into here? I have an idea. It's a lazy idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. So another issue we will run into is finding enough space in the hollow part right here for all the colors. Because chances are they're not going to be able to all be represented. So I have an idea. We take this. I'll worry about the shaping later, but let's say the outermost block can stay purple, but as soon as we start moving in, they're going to change colors. So these can be that like kind of fuchsia. Do both of them? Should both of them be fuchsia? I don't know. That's a little weird. Hold on. So these should probably also change. Should they change to fuchsia or that blue, though? Let's see how it looks like this first. That looks pretty nice, I think. I think that's going to be okay. I think we will survive. So, I always come back. I love the video of the cat. It's like a tiny, tiny little kitten. Born yesterday looking kitten. And it keeps coming back to the food bowl, but the like cat owner keeps moving the kitten away from the food bowl. And every time the cat comes back, it just plays the William Afton, I always come back. And it's so stupid. I like it though. I always come back. I always come back. So how do I? I can do that. That's a lot of blue, though. I might need to recolor some of this. Well, yeah, okay, hold on. I think I can do this. If we do that, copy, paste. That, I think, is as good as it's gonna get. I can maybe get really saucy with it, and then, like, throw in some extras, just to make it look a little bit more smooth. It would look a lot brighter this way. But now it's not just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It doesn't look like staggered blocks so much. It's a bit more of a smooth effect. See, that looks a little nicer. I would have to do the same with these, though. Which I don't think I can do. It's gonna... Oh, it won't stick out, actually, because of the black line. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see about that. That's pretty bright. In terms of, like, color balance, I think that'll work as long as I layer the X-step blocks properly. So that is how that will look. Oops, hold on. This isn't quite centered. That's interesting. Trying to get it to... that's as good as it's gonna get. That's good. What are your plans for future streams? Well, ads. Yeah, if you guys get ads in the stream, that is not me. A little disclaimer here, that is YouTube. I turn ads on my streams completely off, and then YouTube adds some of their own anyway. So, it's a lose-lose. The illusion of choice is what that is. Yeah, as for streams, I plan to try some more Extreme Demons this year. I plan to do more layouts, as always. Layouts are very important to me. I would like to continue layout production for as long as I am living, ideally. Because, you know, I'm going to keep finding music that I like. Why not, you know, make GD layouts to them? If I still find that fun, of course. So, yeah, there will be plenty of that. That's not going anywhere. I got the 200K special that I need to record soon, which is a secret. Secret. Can you show everyone what I just sent to you? Is really cool. If it's an image, absolutely. If it's a video, maybe not. Oh, just that you got on Spotify? That's awesome. Well, I can, I guess, link it. Yo, dudes. Sync does Spotify. He's on Spotify now, and he makes music and shit. It's awesome. Go check him out, or I will punch you where it hurts, probably. Or else. Oh, Cute Troll, you also have a 200 special? That's awesome. Congrats on hitting 200K. What are we getting for the special? If it's a secret, you're welcome to not tell me. Honestly, I'm just going to leave the pattern like that. It's taking too damn long. I'm not just going to spend an hour figuring out how this shit works. So now, when it comes to coloring this little wiener, I think I'm just going to use some spikes. Because you can do this. Doesn't line up quite as nicely as the big spikes. That's okay. Let go. Let go. Stop it. Stop tempting me. Don't tempt me, Frodo. That should be pretty good. So I'm going to use these spikes here just to fill this out a bit. Doesn't even have to touch the other deco. It can stop right there. But I do need your gosh damn. Where are you? I need you guys. Keep doing your thing. I need to see the level. Yeah, that should be fine. I mean, it doesn't look awesome right now, but once I adjust the colors. Honestly, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm doing, yo. I think I am going to use the big ones. And then I'm going to use invisible ones layered on top. Invisible, we'll say that's 2, and this can be 3. I think there's room for big spikes in here, right? I don't know. Maggots when you lift up the dead, rotting corpse. See, if I do big spikes, it's going to end right there. And that looks bad. All right, we'll go back to little. We'll go back to little. I do want to keep the format of invisible spikes, though. So we'll do this, call that 3. And then we'll do... I don't know how people, like, have editor speed. How do you get fast? How do you get fast doing the editor? I don't understand. I feel like this is such a, like, slow process of me just, like, fumbling around these various buttons and menus. Okay. I'll keep them a little close, because it was a tiny bit longer than what I wanted it to be. How's that? It's pretty nice. Okay. Now, the coloring phase. Let's call these two 4. These two 1. And then these two will be 3. That should look good, right? Oh no, why does it do... Oh, it's wrong! Ah! So you guys need to be 3. What is happening here? What was that? What? Are you invisible? I thought I put the invisible ones on layer 2. What is happening? What? You better start making sense right dadgum now, dadgummit. Okay. That should look pretty cool. Especially with the invisible stuff happening. So now we gotta do like outline business. Take some of this. This has no hitbox. It's just a 3D line meant to accentuate certain features. So this is when this gets difficult and annoying. So we can maybe get away with this. No, we can't. We can't. Well, hold on. We could use a different size 3D line to get away with it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what we do. That's what we do. And then, since it's a 3D line, we just rotate it. We take this or some shit. So that's too long. Let's try a regular line. Is this too short? That would be really annoying. That is too short. So do we make this? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's take this, move it up like 2 clicks. This, move it down like a click. Now the spacing should be just right for one of these. Yes. 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 That does not look very good. At least not with where the spikes currently are. Can I maybe rotate this to better match the angle of the spike? At least a little bit. And then take all this. Okay. This, I think, is doable. Take our spikes. We can also rotate these. We can do this a little bit, just to kind of average everything out. That, I think, looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Keep it like that, it's funny. No, I don't want to. I don't want to do it. No. Actually, don't keep it like that. It's terrible. See, now we're on the same page. See, all right, now it's nightmare time. Nightmare time. FNAF 4. Oh my goodness. I get so many comments. So many comments on our FNAF tier list video. Absolutely raging at me. People who are genuinely upset with me at how I treated the FNAF 4 jump scares. People are such huge fans of the FNAF 4 jump scares, and I'm just not feeling it. And I usually respond to each of these people with like a whole paragraph of like, hey, this is why I don't like FNAF 4. And they all take it so personally. There are other comments of people being like, I think you treated this jump scare a little unfairly. And I'm like, yeah, I see how you feel that way. And they're fine, you know? But it's the FNAF 4 fans that are like freaking out and crying about everything. I don't know. Calm down. Thank you so much to the Juxtapositional Artist for 10 Australian dollars. I've never seen so many Australians in one place. You know, it's been a tradition recently that I've kind of forgotten about. But whenever people donate Australian currency, specifically Australian, none of the other currencies, I say thank you for the Australians that I've added to my army. Australian people, yeah, thank you for the 10 Australian people. I think we do that with Canadian currency as well, but those are like the only two. But thank you so much, man. That is awesome. $10, baby. It's time for some juxtaposition. Boy, ha, baby. By the way, I finished you poor sick orphan drawing. Okay. That's awesome. That is awesome. If you're in my Discord, please do share. I would love to see your drawing. That's so cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That is entirely too many dollars. And you donated too many dollars last time, so you probably need a break. Yeah, Canadians and Australians. I don't know what it is about them, but they're so peopulous, you know? I'm trying to eyeball how long this next structure will need to be, the next, like, piece of glow. Oh, and I can't match it to slope unless it's down here. I'll get a link for the Discord. You guys have been a pretty decent chat so far. Here you gents go. There you are. What do you think of the FNAF 2 movie? I haven't seen it yet. I saw the FNAF 1 movie, and it is my least favorite movie. I imagine FNAF 2 will follow a similar pattern. See, that should look okay. I might round that off, actually. Hold on. So let's obnoxiously unmatch that to slope. I might do this. This will probably make things look a little bit nicer in the long term. It will make the corner look a little bit bright. But, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to match it manually. Who cares? Just eyeball it. There we go. That's perfectly fine. So now there's not like a really sharp little end to the glow there. Nice and consistent. It will look a little brighter because this will have like extra glow on it, but I don't super care. Honestly, wait. This is perfect. This is perfect. What is going on here? Why is everything so uneven? What is happening? Ew, it's only at this like zoom level does it look disgusting. Do you see that? Ugh. Ugh. Gross. That's nasty. Oh gosh. Aquatic Genie, thank you so much for the 3 Australian people. I appreciate that, man. Advice on Fexty. Which part are you struggling with, good friend? Yeah, I don't know. I probably struggle with wave parts like that a little bit less than the average person. And I also just really like the level, like song and deco wise. So in terms of like morale, I was pretty much as lucky as I could have been with my Fexty experience, right? If you do not love the level, like deco and song wise, and you're just like beating your head into a wall until you eventually find the strength to beat the wave part, like, I don't know if Fexty's right for you. You probably will come away from the experience hating the level, and I don't want that for you. But if you are enjoying certain things about the level and you're just, you know, struggling to get to the drop consistently or get past the drop or whatever, I literally would start every Fexty stream playing for like an hour at just the wave, just to see what would happen. Just like, let's see if I can get this pattern down with any kind of consistency. That's probably your only real strategy. I assume that's the part you're struggling with. I guess you could just be like super wave carried. And you're like, I can't with the ship. Howdy help! I can't beat the ship part. Which the ship is probably the 3rd hardest part. But what size do I make this? Goodness gracious, 'cause that's too short. That's way too short, right? Oh, that might be just right. Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, and this one can be like as long as you want. Who cares? Yeah, Fexty's tough though. It is very tough. I like that the pre-drop's easy. There's some tricky stuff in the middle. Like, pre-drop's easy. You get to the dual ship and you're like, whoa, okay, hold on. All right, we got a level here. We got a level that thinks it's funny. And there's a slow wave at like 40 that can kill you, but it's not too bad compared to the wave that comes after. And then the transition into the swing is really hard, and then everything after that's pretty easy, aside from one yellow orb. Yeah, just tons of start position practice at that wave. You'll eventually get the click pattern down, and you'll get to the drop, and you'll just beat it someday. It'll happen. It'll happen. This guy showed up, said, what are you guys talking about? Nah, I am going by. Wow. That was awesome. Okay. I have an idea. This is mostly done. Like, I think this looks pretty good. Wait, that glow isn't the right color, actually. I might like that more, though. That looks kind of nice. See, before the glow is, what color is that? That's light background. And what color is this? Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. That's just one. Hold on. I hate that you can't undo what I'm about to do. Like, you can't just Control Z if you don't like it. That's super annoying, but, like, it should be okay. Let's just take this amount of glow, right? Actually, can I avoid the little guy? Because the little guy has a little star that I don't want to change the color of. Let's take all this and paste the color. That looks a little bit more dynamic, actually. This looks, yeah, this is fine, but it's a little like, yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that better. This looks more akin to what I think my 9 circles deco should look like. I think that is a good change. I have to, at this point, ask if that's the best color it could be. Because the color being 1 works well, but what if it was 3? How does that look? What if I just, like, randomized it? That'd be interesting. What if it was 4? Interesting. Maverick Harding, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. Ruin the level or else I will not. Juxtapositional artist with the 5 Australian people, thank you. Gee, I would love to join, but I really don't think my Discord user is very PG-13 that good, or I need to change it. How about I'm the deciding factor there? I will decide if it is fit for the Discord. So there's a few ways this could go south. You know, I don't know what you mean by your Discord user is PG-13. Do you have like a bloody profile picture that's like scary? Yeah, it being 4 works pretty well because then the outside glows first, along with the outermost layer of the deco. I think that's good. Yep, I think we're doing that. We are taking all of the glow and making it color 4. Color channel 4. That's very nice. I like that. We've made a good change here today. Annoyingly, we have to go up here into the stratosphere and grab all this as well. Yeah, light background works, and it definitely like fits the level, but I think 4 works a little nicer. I have a good one. Sub 2 Xylex. Xyelx, maybe? I don't know. Xyelx. That's the closest thing I got. You saw my other vid. So, you may be new around here to Howdy School. But, wait. Why is that color different? What happened? What do you mean? Oh, the hue is different. Oh, okay. Well, let me just do that. You may be new around here, but I have lots of videos. So, I don't quite know what the other vid means, but I'm glad you watched it, and I hope you liked it. The other vid. It's like talking about it like it's the other woman. Like there's competition for my current videos coming out. Okay, I have to copy the. Apparently there's a hue happening. I don't remember that, but whatever. Gather all this up. So it's a little bit too blue. I do see that now. A little too blue. Just a little too blue. Thank you so much for the 2 more Australians. Juxtapositional artist. Nothing explicit or gory, just implied. Just go ahead and join. Go ahead and join if you're interested, and then I'll take a look. I'll take a look. I'll let you know if it's bad. Okay. This looks nice. I'm happy with this. See, this is interesting. The outer layer here is a little too dark. Why is that so dark? What if I try... Oh gosh, nope, not that much. What if for this guy I just copy and paste all this stuff around the edge? Make it brighter. See, that's weird. That's weird. Why is it like that? I don't think it's supposed to be that color. I don't know how that happened. The innermost color is also around this, like, edge. That's weird. Yeah, that's totally how it's supposed to look. What the heck? Weird. Okay. Do I have a version of that somewhere up here that's weird? I do. Okay, hold on. Let me just grab all this and delete it, and then copy it from the good one and move it right over. I'm just going to make this, like, editor 11 or something, just so I can line it up, but we're not using that. That's so weird. I don't know how I let that happen. Yeah, you get a decent glimpse into why this level is so object heavy, despite it being a 1.9 level. Cause like I can't make anything that looks like this without using tons of objects, I feel. Okay, does that line up perfectly? Can't really tell. I don't think it does. That's good enough. Thank you again, the juxtapositional artist. Goodness, that word is so difficult for me to say consistently. Thank you so much for the 4 now. 4 more Australian people. That is entirely too many people. I don't know how I'm going to fit that many in my house. It's 5 a.m. I need to get to work. See y'all. Wait, this is like the start of your day. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, have a good start to your day. I think you accidentally donated to me twice at the end there with the same message. I guess it like lagged. It didn't go through or something. I am sorry if you only intended to donate 2 more, but thank you, man. I appreciate it. And hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope work goes as smoothly as possible. Oh, you're talking to Twirl about the other vid. Interesting. I didn't know Q Twirl made videos. This is so cool. Guys, vote for Q Twirl as the best GD YouTuber. Okay, I do want to try one more thing here. So now it's time to move on to... Hold on. Lost my train of thought. Is this on the right layer? It's not on the right layer. That's supposed to be there. That's annoying. Gather this all up. Oh no, what is this? This is so annoying. No. This is so dumb. This is going great. Thank you, Maverick Harding. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for the 2. It certainly was going great. There's one more, right? There we go. Oh my goodness, I'm on a roll. Okay, there we go. That was the roll. Hope you guys enjoyed the roll. See you next time for my next roll. That's probably how I would be talking if I were, like, working at a bakery or something. Give me that. Okay, goodness gracious, that was super annoying. I don't know how I let that get made on the 4th layer. This is where it belongs. And then we're going to try to make the black stuff on the 7th layer, I think. Yes. This level's too dark. I can't see what I'm building. Well, that looks cool right there. That's nice. Let's see. Yeah, the glow work on these structures is coming back to bite me a little bit. Because I think it looks nice, but it is just taking a lot of time. My hands are cold. Me too. Me too. They usually warm up the longer I'm streaming, but yeah, cold hands are no joke. Millions of families suffer from cold hands every year. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We need a little piece right there. And then putting a little bit of dark glow around the spikes, I think, would look nice. I don't know if that's going to work. Definitely not with this much excess. There we go. Little dude. I'm just going to do it manually from now on, honestly. It's so stupid. Okay. Okay. Looks pretty nice. Any advice on Nightshade? I assume that's a demon, and I do not know enough about it to provide any advice. I'm sorry. So I got a question. What if I take these spikes and then just like split the difference a little bit? Do some overlap. That might look really, really cool. I don't think I want to overlap the invisible ones. I think those should stay where they are. Okay, and then I'll copy some of these pink ones over as well. Do I need pink ones? Is that going to be too much? I don't know. We'll roll with it for now. That's so like cluttered and ridiculous looking, but I kind of like it. So what if I took all these spikes and made this color something? Right now it's just object color, which is black. But what if I made it light background? See, that is interesting. See, it's basically white when the background gets really dark. I don't know if I want that. Why don't you make today's standard levels? I don't even know what that means. Like, why don't I make levels to try to appeal to, like, mods to get them rated? Oh, it does default to your player color when the background gets too dark. I forget about that. Okay. What if we just go color one? Honestly, any color is probably fine if we turn down the saturation. I think that's all that really matters. Yeah, I just want it to be kind of like a muted kind of thing. Yeah, that looks about like what I want. And then I don't know if this is going to look good at all, but I do want to try to put little bits of glow around the borders. I'm going to see if that looks good. Layer 7. Get on the right layer before you start building. Always. It's a rookie mistake. About like that, maybe. Lots of eyeballing happening in the decoration process so far. More than I thought. That angle looks pretty good. Yeah, like, all it's going to be doing is just this. That's all it does. I don't even know if I need any on the edges. I might just need that. Yeah, that looks cool. I don't know. It's object heavy, but like, I don't know. I kind of can't be bothered to care about optimization with a level like this. Favorite game of 2025? So let's tally up how many new games I played in 2025. Let me see. Rivals of Aether 2, awesome platform fighter. One of my favorite fighting games of all time. That might honestly get the spot already. The only other game I played that came out this year, I played I'm on Observation Duty 7 that came out this year. Or last year, rather. And then I played Peak. I played Peak for a little bit. Got a few hours of Peak. It's a good game. I think that's all. I think those are all the 2025 games I played. Repo, I think, was 2024, right? Am I crazy, or was that 2025? I thought that was end of 24, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I would say Rivals 2 was the most impressive of those. Rivals of Aether 2 is a really, really good game. Peak is cute. It's a cute little game. Okay, I think this structure's ready, and we use it twice. So I'm getting value out of the time that I spend here. If I'm going to use the structure multiple times throughout my wave, I will definitely feel more inclined to spend more time like mastering it or perfecting it or whatever. There we go. This doesn't have hitboxes, does it? It does not. Okay, so that's the thing we're missing. Last thing we need to do is go to layer 9, I think, is what it's... Nope. Oh, yeah, it is 9. What the hell? Is it 9 or is it 6? I think it's 6. Okay. That looks so funny, all the hitboxes. Oh my gosh. Alright, layer 6. Dude, my stomach has been messed up lately. I don't know what I did. You know the mornings where you wake up and you instantly have to like run to the bathroom? Yeah, that was one of the things I started my day with today. Oh yeah, Straftat. That's a cool game. Does that match up perfectly? It does, I think. It's not quite as clean as I want it to look. Hold on. Can I take this and this and probably the spikes as well? And then the spike glow, which is going to be annoying to gather. If I can move it there, that looks pretty good, I think. Oh, dude, I got another sneeze. It is a monster sneeze. Here it comes. And because I said here it comes, there it goes. It's gone now. Anyway, you have to go now. That is a shame, Bad Player 64, as always. But it was very nice to see you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Hope it is restful, and I hope you do nothing today. Just take it easy, my man. Okay, now I believe the structure is ready because it has hitboxes now. You can actually run into it. Collision is kind of needed for a level to be considered a demon. Okay. I'm gonna try to line this up as best I can. Nice. And nothing's on layer 0, right? Good, good. So we can just copy this over and then get rid of the lines. And that's already almost perfect. Nice. All right. Advertisement. Man, YouTube can suck it. That is my official statement. Not as much as Twitch, though. It is a legal requirement that Twitch sucks it. That's gross. I'm sorry. That looks really nice. I'm happy with that. The lines look a little too bright here, like a little zigzaggy, but not to the point where I have an issue with it. And I'm going to make these background pulses represent the song a little bit better here. This is just a placeholder effect, just so I can have something to look at. Yeah, the only instance where these background pulses specifically will be used is at the beginning. Yeah, just the that's like, that's what I want. And that does repeat itself. So I guess we will use those background effects a little bit later. We'll be able to copy and paste those triggers. I have Wendy's. Dude, Wendy's is so much better than McDonald's. It's not even funny. So now what we do is we copy this whole structure here, and we have to make it longer because we have these fellas. Oh, only one of those fellas, but I assume there will be more of them later. Will there be? Will there be more? Well, there's gotta be more later. Damn it! There's not more. Last time I had McDonald's, the burger was dry. I feel like that is an issue that happens with smash burgers. Like, I'm not a huge fan of like really thin burger patties, right? It can be done well, don't get me wrong, but a lot of places just like, hey, we want this like basically beef chip that's only moist because we load it with tons of grease. It's just like, I don't know. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be eating. I think smash burgers just a little overrated, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Let's try to make this work. There's that. And then I guess we can just be lazy. I don't know. Is a deco like this still considered lazy? I'd like to think I've dug myself far enough out of the hole of laziness, but we can do like that. Yeah, that looks kind of nice actually. And it connects pretty seamlessly. I may have it connect like so. That is a little bit dark, isn't it? So let's maybe take that and do this. And maybe turn the brightness down just a little bit. Don't want it to look overpowering. Okay. So then we'll need to redo a couple things here. We need to redo this glow. It's not going to work. Excuse me. You just beat Duelo Maestro solo? That's crazy. I've talked with a couple of my buddies before about the prospect of doing Duelo Maestro for like a stream or a video or something. I think that'd be really fun. Because like Ikosa is good enough to beat extreme demons by himself. And I'm good enough to beat some easy ones by myself. So together, that shouldn't take very long at all, right? Not at all. You would think, but I don't know. It's like kind of the Deathlink before Deathlink, and judging by how our Deathlink experience has gone, he streamed a Robtop travel Deathlink a couple times. Man, that's gonna be funny. And then before that, one of my childhood friends who got into GD, he was like, dude, we gotta do Duelo Maestro sometime. And we actually did have the level in like a couple runs together. But then he got married and had a kid, and now he's super busy. I still would like to beat it with him someday, even if it's not like, you know, the first time I've beaten it. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. I want to try something. These spikes right here, I would like them to maybe change color to this. That's a little bit more evenly dispersed, I think. I like that. Gonna build gameplay with the stream open. Excellent. This is a good stream to have in the background while you're doing something else. Because most of it is just me, like, trying to figure out what the heck to even do. The last thing we need to redo is the glow right there. Yeah, okay. You can stay. A little guy at the end there. He's good. Wait, can I copy this? And then flatten it out? And then, yeah, I can just extend this. Yeah, I'll just do that. Okay, and then I won't even bother with this guy. I'll just copy and paste the one I just did. Is that long enough? It certainly should be. Yeah, that's pretty much perfect. Good job, me. Man, someday, I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but it would be cool if someday I could just make deco and it would make sense, you know? Everything that you are watching me do at the moment, it is all like a guess. Like I don't feel confident about anything I'm doing here. I'm just kind of winging it and it's kind of working. Now maybe that's all deco ever has been, you know? Maybe that's what the pros do. Maybe that's exactly how the pros see deco. But man, I don't know. I think I am going to reuse this because I'm going to put it right here and then reuse the big prism from right there and put that there so I can get extra value and save some time. There's a lot you got to think about, like, especially someone like me who has a lot of things on his GD plate that he's trying to get done around the same time. Like, if I want to be productive this year with the demons that I beat and the videos that I make and the levels that I make, I'm going to have to freaking haul some ass. So it really helps to know like where you can save time in the decoration process. I think what I'm going to do is gather up all these spikes, these lines, this glow, and this glow. Move it all up to about here. Because if this is the only thing that's decorating this object, it better be centered. This I'm okay with being a little bit off center because it has to account for the rest of this. And I don't have like stretch or warp or scale or anything like that to make up any differences. So like this is all I have. And I'm not going to bother changing this one. I'm just going to delete it. This one will be our new guy. Our new guy in the sky. Copy him, put him right here. Is that good? That's good. Anything on layer 0? No, it is not. That's what we like to see. Copy and paste that. It's not perfectly symmetrical, this part, but that's okay. That looks pretty good. All right. So now we have this part, and I think it looks pretty neat. Go to layer 0, get rid of all this baloney, all this bologna. Baloney is an interesting word. I like that we use that word as like a synonym for like nonsense or whatsy who's it, doohickey, whatever you call it. It's fitting. It's fitting because it definitely represents how it's spelled. Those colors look pretty. I'm so glad you like them. I plan to diversify the colors like a little bit, but this is mostly the spectrum we'll be working with because I think it best represents what's going on in the background because the background triggers and pulses were done first. This is where the background's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be looking at this right now, and I don't know why. I'm looking at like where they have to meet. Like, look at that. What am I looking at? How does the background get to this point? This is the bottom of the like floor of the background or whatever that has to end and start over. Like, how am I looking at that right now? I'm supposed to be looking at this. I don't even... What? And then I play the level, which I should save because I've been building so long without saving. Oh my gosh, that could have been bad. Okay. Oh man, I don't even want to think about that anymore. Okay. And if I play it right here, the background will be normal. Yeah. It's okay. Is this going to be howdy circles or howdy circles? There's already a howdy circles. I don't know what I'm going to call this. Judging by the name, as I'm sure you've noticed, I am not sure what to call this level. That is just a placeholder name, and we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Was that crazy, or were these objects up here brighter than the ones on the floor? They do look brighter. Do they have copy and pasted objects anywhere? Oh, well, that's an issue. Yeah, okay, so this is the problem here. I actually don't know the entire problem, but over here I have an object trigger that says, hey, fade to black for the 9 circles part, because usually 9 circles parts have black object color. And then these blocks are like, all right, whatever you say, boss, I'll be black. Kind of. There you go. There he is, right? And then if you play the song, it'll follow the triggers and become black. And if you click on it, it'll go back to white, but that's okay. If you play the song again, it'll go back to black. But when you play the level in the actual level, not in the editor, they will not be black. So it's super annoying, and what I have to do is get rid of all these. Everything that has a white line, I thought I was on swipe, gosh dang it. Everything that has this little line here has to go and be replaced by its darker younger brother. There we go. So now we got to do this to everything. And there's already a block in the structure with the hitbox, so we don't need the line for the hitbox. It was just for the look, and then it ended up not being worth it because it was buggy and glitchy. So just the game being weird and dumb. Okay, that's not quite a line, so we got to start over. There's got to be a hotkey for flipping. like vertically and horizontally. Give me the damn thing. Gosh dang it. Oh, this editor makes me so mad. There was a point where I considered doing art. Like, genuinely trying to make art in Geometry Dash, like, regularly. I could not deal with that consistently, dude. This is why I don't do much deco. It's just, I can't put up with this editor more than, like, making gameplay for it. This is too bright, also. I don't like the way this looks. Oh, yeah, because I don't think I changed this color, did I? Okay, so what we do, copy, gather up all the stuff that's not the star. I want the star to stay the same color. Paste. That looks much better. That line is still pretty bright, though. Maybe a little too bright. That looks a little better. Alt Q and Alt E. Okay. I will try to implement that. Okay. So now we have these little guys everywhere. These little dudes. If we could apply this structure to it, I think it should go by pretty smoothly. So let's go ahead and do this. Make a nice little diamond. There we go. I don't know how it got so off-center. That's so dumb. So can I do Alt-E? Yes, I can. That's cool. I like that. That's going to take me forever to, like, get used to, I guess. Control-C and Control-P. What's that? Control-C. Control just does this, like, thing that I have with, like, a mod, so it might mess up whatever you're trying to say. Control-P is so far away! I gotta use the other control for that. And it also doesn't do anything. Alright, whatever. I thought copy and paste was like Control D or something. Yeah, for me copy and paste is Control D. Weird. Usually Control C is copy and then Control V is paste. Control P is never paste because P is so far away. That is not a thing. Nobody does that. Okay, what did I do here again? What is that? It's spikes, that's right. Okay, so that's a pretty easy thing to apply here. What we did was we did this, and then we used invisible spikes on the opposite, like, axis. We did that. That might look weird here, but it might look really cool. It looks cool so far. Let's roll with it. Is this all the same color? Alright, cool. That works. And then we need our little line. So this is going to be an issue. We need a 3D line inside this structure that follows this angle. That's going to be really annoying. Maybe we could do this. We can maybe use this. I need it to be inside the structure, and there's no way to do that without scaling. But we can maybe do this. The juxtapositional artist, thank you so much for the 2 more Australian people. Welcome back. I suppose you're probably on your way into work at the moment. I hope you are not driving at the moment. That would be bad. That'd be bad news. Don't want to be doing that. Don't for 2 seconds you're talking about peas. I'm talking about hotkeys for the GD editor. Someone was saying Control P is copy and like paste and whatever, and I was saying Control P is way too far away from Control, unless you want to use the right control, but that's just, you got to move your whole hand for that. It's not worth it. Not worth it. But yeah, peas. Peas are a very like C tier vegetable for me. I'm not a huge pea guy. Bro, I got them mixed up. Chill. Do I not sound chill? I'm pretty chill. I was just saying that you're wrong. That was the sound of your house getting blown up by my truth. Okay, now we have to... That actually works pretty well, but we have to get glow on the outside, and I don't know how to do that. So I assume... Where the freaking... There they are. 2 is too little. 3 might be perfect, but it might be too much. Can I do this? First I gotta get... Gimme. No, my house. I'm gonna call you the Jux. Thank you so much for the Jux for the 2 Australian. I appreciate it, man. Opinion on potato salad. I am not huge on potato salad. At least the way it's been made in my life. Because I've never made it. It's only been made by, like, relatives of mine. And they usually put, like, relish in it. And the relish is usually sweet. And it's not, like, dill relish. Which I think I would enjoy more. I don't know. I'm not a huge relish guy of the sweet variety. And if that's present in the potato salad, I'm not going to be a huge fan. Make your own without relish. I could do that. Or I could make something I like more than potato salad. I feel like for potato salad standards, the stuff that's been made for me in my life is pretty good. But, I don't know. That is a little bit too big. That is annoying. It looks good, though. The corners are a little bit bright, but I think it works. Ham and chives. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. I would try that. I would try ham and chives potato salad. And, like, something about potatoes, the, like, pithy texture of potatoes, for me, it needs to be warm. When it's really cold, it's a little off-putting to me. And potato salad, at least where I come from, is always cold. I don't know, when I feel the texture of, like, mashed potato kind of things happening, but it's cold, it's a little bit like... It tastes almost wrong or, like, dangerous. Like, my brain is telling my body, like, whoa, are you sure you're supposed to be eating that? This isn't something that used to be warm and then it got cold and now it's, like, gone bad or something? It's a little, just tad bit alarming. Just a tad bit. Cold potatoes aren't that bad. I don't know. Something about the temperature of potatoes throws off signals in my brain and makes me nervous. You know, some people have issues with, like, texture with food. My bigger issue would be with temperature. If something is an unexpected temperature, it can definitely make me a little... I don't know what a good word would be. The Jux with the 2 more Australians. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Ooh, breakfast Big Mac. I don't even know what a breakfast Big Mac is. That sounds awesome, and you should probably get it and then tell me how it was. Fine, don't eat potato salad. That's usually my strategy. Plains Biome. Thank you so much for the $2. I love you from Terraria, by the way. You were great in Terraria. Appreciate the $2, man. Would you rather eat coleslaw or a person? That's a close call. My wife really likes coleslaw. I kind of can't do it. Now, coleslaw is another thing where it's not the temperature. Like, I think coleslaw should be cold. It's not like, oh, I need it to be hot or something. Like, no, it's fine. The temperature's good. For me, it's the sweetness. I don't think veggies taste good when they're sweet. It tastes like strange and off-putting, and it hurts a little bit. I do not like sweet vegetables. If it grows on trees or bushes or something, and it's not naturally sweet, do not make it artificially sweet. Stop that. It is gross. Fruits. Yeah, apple pie. Sounds good, man. That's sweet, and I like it. Because apples are sweet. Don't make me, like... I don't like caramelized carrots or anything. Carrots are not naturally sweet, and I don't like them to be artificially sweet. It's off-putting to me. I do not like the sweet vegetables. Give me normal vegetables or savory vegetables. That looks pretty good, I think. Apples weren't naturally sweet. Okay, that is kind of true. That is kind of true. That's a fair point. That's true. Like, okay, caramelizing something doesn't inherently make it sweet, but a lot of times I see, like, the process of cooking carrots, like slow cooking them, they'll put like brown sugar glaze on them during the cooking process. And like, I don't like cooked carrots. I don't like how squishy they get. I like my carrots to be firm and crunchy. But then you add the like brown sugar, and then I'm like, okay, hold on. Hold on. I didn't like this before. I definitely do not now. Stop this. That's a strange place to put a structure. I'm gonna have to deal with that. So now we need one last thing, being this right here. Need that. I like talking about like food hot takes though. Food cold takes even. Is that gonna be okay? Alright, that's as good as that's getting. That's fine. I agree that sweet potatoes can be good. I'm not a huge fan, but like, I am a believer in sweet potatoes. I think it can work. Them being paired with marshmallows is definitely like a... Are we even liking sweet potatoes for the sweet potato anymore? Or do we just like eating the marshmallow fluff? You know? Do I want to make this tighter? I think I do, because I don't want this to be like lodged in there. That's ugly, and I don't want to recreate this structure. I'm going to put it right there. The Jux with the 5, my goodness. That's a lot of Australians, on top of all the other Australians from earlier. That was a good bloody burger. That was fast. A growing man needs his breakfast. By the way, level looks good. Can't wait to beat it. Now I'm gone. See ya. Have a good one, man. I assume this is the true start to your day of work. Is this all on 0? Oh no, I'm stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's try this again. So these 2 spikes are gonna be 2, I think. No, we'll make that 3, and then the invisible spikes can be 2. Appreciate the Australians, man. That is too many. Too many Australians. You've outdone yourself. Have a good day at work today. I hope you earn back all those Australians and more. This needs to be 4. What happened to my line? Yeah, what happened to my line and my glow? Well, these are on the right layer. Oh, it's still over there. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. Stop! Stop clicking stuff that I don't want. You have failed. Okay, now I need all this. All that. All that. Chagol. Good morning.
Hi.
Did you have a good nap?
I don't even know how long I was sleeping.
It was a while. It was a good while.
Yeah, that was the important time that I was supposed to spend doing important things. Trying to find my slippers. I cannot find them.
I have not had them in my room. I believe they are either in the bathroom or the bedroom. Horrible news. More walking. Okay, we are finally done with that. My chat says hi. And Chaggle says hi. Chaggle had kind of a long morning and needed to take a little nap to recuperate. Chaggle's got a long week ahead of her tomorrow. Whenever I'm hungry, I'll fry myself some egg with meat and potatoes. That just sounds pretty good. Some nice hearty sustenance right there. There's 2 more of Dems. Alright. Looking pretty good. Gosh damn it. Okay. I did not put these black objects on the proper layer. That's okay. That's fine. It's no big deal. Nice. That was actually very easy. Alright, so now gather up these fellas. Send them back to where they belong. Layer 1. Only epilepsy-friendly 9 circles level. That's definitely my goal. It's one of my many goals with this level. One of my goals was to make a sync-based 9 circles level. Like a fully sync-based one, not like a half-assed little thing. I want it to be fully sync-based, even the waves, and I want it to be nice on your eyes for the most part. Probably the hardest part on your eyes is this part right here. Beware. But with how hard the drum beats are hitting, I didn't really see any other fitting way to really represent that with the colors. So I'm like, I'll make it pulse a bit. But yeah, mostly this is like pretty chill looking, I think. I think my eyes can handle this. I might need sunglasses if I'm like doing a verification and it takes a little while, but 9 circles. Am I banned for saying that? You just said no in German. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with saying no in German? Are you saying that Germans can only say yes? That's racist. I'm going to ban you. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Put this right here. That was so... Dude, copy and paste. So easy. Oh my gosh. I love this. This game's awesome. Alright, we are done with mini structures for now, and we're moving back on to big stuff. Wow, we did actually complete this part today. I didn't expect to get this far. All right, let's play. Let's see how we're feeling. No, I clicked too big there sometimes. It hurts. What's up, Mush? It actually looks sick. Excellent. It hopefully should look sicker in the coming future when I add the proper color triggers and pulses and stuff. Because right now this is just like a placeholder effect that's just looping. It's this effect right here. It's just looping over and over again, so I can just keep seeing the blocks while I work on them. Now the background triggers, these are all like their finalized versions. Like all the background pulses and the ground pulses and the object pulses, those are all finalized. Yeah, this is not the kitchen anymore. Isn't that cool? We just installed a bunch of cabinets on our house, and until recently, all of the things that used to be in the cabinets were living in my office. So when we needed, you know, any kind of like non-perishable food, it would be in my office. And Chaggle just walked into my office assuming that there would be food here, but we recently moved it. It's not my problem anymore. But yeah, the background pulses and the object pulses and everything were really fun to make for this part. I can also see this hurting somebody's eyes, maybe. Because there's a couple times where it goes like... Or no, not there. This right here. I don't know. It does like flicker a little bit. And I think it works really well with the song. I really like the flickering. But, I don't know. Give me tips on termination. I mean decoration. I don't have nearly as much experience with decoration as you might think. Like, I am also kind of in the market for tips. I'm sorry to say I do not have a whole lot of advice for you. And for this level specifically, I'm working with 4 color channels because I'm trying to keep relatively traditional for like 1.9 stuff. Yeah, what advice would I have? What would I even say to somebody who wanted to like start decorating or try decorating for the first time? Basically, all that I've learned is that these objects are your best friends. These objects right here, awesome. Super, super great for adding lots of detail very quickly. These objects are also very good as well. These, I call them X-step blocks because I think that's the first time they were used. They just look like these cool little like diamonds or prisms or whatever. They look pointy. I like that. There's a lot of detail in that one object. You can use that to your advantage. Honestly, that and then just knowing how and when and how much glow to use, those will be your best friends. I would encourage you to just goof around with those objects and try to make some block design that you're happy with. And beyond that, just kind of finding the right colors. But finding the right colors is hard, and even I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit. It helps a lot to have this HSV thing. You can just adjust the hue, saturation, and brightness of whatever you're working with until it kind of fits, until you have what you want. You are my special. JJK Season 3 is going to be so good. I don't know anything. I'm just going to end the sentence right there. No, I have not seen any Jujutsu Kaisen, though. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Okay, so this is tricky. This one will be easy. Oh, actually, do I have a 5x5? I do. Oh wait, no, it's not normal 5x5 though. It's like I altered it a little bit. Okay. We're gonna copy this fella. I don't like that these blocks don't illuminate. Like, I don't know for sure what I'm selecting. I just kind of have to trust the process. See, I missed one. I didn't know that. Give me that for free. Give me this for free. Give me you for free. Give me them for free. This as well. Man, I did not link any of these, did I? It's a little close quarters to not be linked. I don't appreciate that. Past me. Playing a really cool platformer game right now. Hit out of nowhere with a level. It's killing my eyes right now. Wait, what? Really cool platformer game right now. I just got hit out of nowhere with a level in it that is killing. Oh, I see, I see. Well, what is the game? Please. I need this thing to piss off. I can't select the objects that I need. Oh, it's so annoying. Not done yet. Got this, and then the X-step blocks. And then... what layer are they on? Oh, on 6, okay. Crimson, interesting. Unselect rotate. This is true. This is true what you say. Brilliant. I almost always have rotate on. I always forget you can just turn that off. Okay, so this has a little like secret passage, right? It's one of those 9 circles blocks. I do want to do that because I probably would have done that if this currently was 1.9, you know? That's kind of what I'm trying to like live by. That's what I'm living by for this level. I'm trying to maintain, like, would I have made this if this were 1.9? If this currently in the game right now were 1.9 and I was making this level, would I have made the, like, block with the fake passage inside? Probably. I probably would do some shit like that. That's mostly what this level is like what I would have made if this were 1.9. Because, like, what I would have made in 1.9, all the way back then, at that point in my life, I would not have made something nearly this cool. It would have been bad. But if I knew what I know now, back in 1.9, I hopefully would have made something around this cool. Around this level of coolness. That sound sounded like hard wind. Interesting. I don't have to look at the level anymore. Excellent. You have graduated epilepsy. I hope you got your degree. Oh, gosh. Oh, I stretched a little bit too much. You know when you stretch for the first time in too long and all your muscles are mad at you? Like, dude, come on. That was the first stretch in like 16 hours. We are mad at you. That's what just happened to me. 16 is probably an exaggeration, but not like a huge one. Chagol. Chagol.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Mario.
Hello, Mario. I can do that because I just woke up. Hello, Mario.
Yeah, you got the morning
Hello,
voice.
Mario. Get out of here.
Let's see. Gosh damn it. I'm gonna need ignore damage because I need to just like double check the boundaries of the floor and ceiling here. Okay. No! It went away! Damn it! Now I just have to remember. Okay, so it goes to there. I'll probably want to do that. Yeah. Yeah, alright, alright. Got a big boy. Got a big order coming up. I don't think we'll need this guy again, but in case I do, I'll move him up there. And then, let's see. We have to make some space here. That's probably what God said, making the universe. Okay. This was probably the last structure I'll make before I end stream. I probably shouldn't say that. I may have to quit halfway through if the structure takes too long. This is a big ass structure. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Goodness gracious, that's so freaking huge. Okay. It will come in handy if I make this whole thing. I shouldn't just make half of it. This is still not enough space to work with. I'm still running into other stuff. Okay, I guess we'll do it that way. Okay, we have our foundation. Now with the other bigger structures, I've made the outline, the black outline, a little bit bigger before. I don't think I'm going to continue to do that. I think as is, the current black outline size is fine. My next stream, I don't know. Probably Tuesday. I will probably try to stream Tuesday. And if I don't, I might let you guys know in the Discord if that changes, but we will see. We will see. I wasn't able to record any videos over the weekend because my voice was like fried from being sick. So I'm going to have to record probably Monday, which means hopefully streaming can happen Tuesday. Do you think Clubstep Monsters were a good addition to G... It wasn't really an addition. It's just you use blocks to make a little face. It's not really an addition. Do you think creativity was a good... Well, it started as creativity, and now everybody makes Clubstep Monsters because it's like, that's the thing. That's the thing that you do. Okay, really quick, I just want to get 7 out of the way, because it would be easy now that we have all the space. So we have 8 slopes, which is like, maybe that much. No, it's too much. Okay. That's not bad. However many this is, we'll do that, and then we'll just make it a square. Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. Not me to do that, but whatever. That is a square, right? I'm not crazy. It's not a square. Yes. Okay. Now, turn this like so. And make it black. So that's a little subtle. It's not super strong. Super strong would look like, if you look at the bottom, that's how, like, that's pretty strong. But if we split the difference and center it, it's a little on the chill side. It's not super strong dark glow. And I think that works. That's fine. Now we have all this to do. Honestly, we can probably do it pretty quickly if we just do this. Okay. Man. So much deco for a 1.9 level. Oh, man. I don't want to say I bit off more than I can chew with this level. I think I can chew it. My munchers are up to the task. Or up to the challenge, at least. Okay, and then we get a smaller fella. He's too big. He's too big now. He needs to calm down. That looks good. Wait, hold on. Before we do this, let's actually make this outside so we can copy the color. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, good sir? Come back. Please, I love you. I just should have to just make a few of these. Might as well while I'm here. There we go. I do think clubstep monsters are just a little corny, you know? I don't know why every time I have ever made a level, there have been masses of people that have been like, howdy, you've got to add a clubstep monster, man. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who you're talking to that you think it's okay to not have a clubstep monster, but dude, step it up. You got to at least throw in a couple. I don't know why. Why is that a necessity? I don't understand. You gotta stop. Stop that. That should have been a clubstep thing and maybe like a silent clubstep thing, and that's all. That is it. Clubstep monsters should retire. So now that we have our structure here, and it's... Oh my gosh. Damn it! Now that we have our little pulsy structures, and there's still plenty of room, we can make more. We can put one more in here in the center. That probably won't even be seen when you're playing the level. And we'll make that this color again. Okay, so now we group everything together. There we go. There we go. That's the most traditional looking 9 circles effect so far. Yeah, that's definitely more close quarters than some of the other structures. Yeah, this one, they're actually spaced apart a decent amount. Okay, now it's time to do the X-step blocks. Which I think for previous big structures, I've literally just made like a simple little diamond pattern. You could try to do something a little bigger with it, but honestly, I don't have the energy for that. I could probably just copy and paste this. That would be an awesome time save. No, I can't. It's too small. That's okay. We can still copy and paste it, but we do need to fill out the center in an aesthetically pleasing way. Okay. What happens if I just copy this, flip it, copy, and flip it? Honestly, that looks pretty good. How does that look all said and done? Looks pretty good. I'm a little conflicted here. Just a little bit conflicted. The orange is a little bit too far into the structure. I would like it to be a little bit more towards the outer rim. Leave it. Just leave it. It's fine. If I feel like this part needs more orange, I can use some air deco or something. So now we have our outline, which is usually very annoying. Let's see if we can get by just doing these little 1x1 slopes. So this is 8 across, so what if we tried 7? That is too short. But if we used 8, it would definitely be too long. So we're going to need to use... We can maybe try these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I try that? That's also too short. Okay. So our only hope is to use these, which is what I usually try to avoid. So if that's 8, we probably would want at least 10. That's probably 10. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, okay, okay. That's looking pretty alright. Yeah, that went by quite smoothly. It's usually kind of hard to find the right arrangement of these little, like, 3D lines to be where you want them to be. Why is that so dark still? Be brighter. There you go. Oh, it might be dark because there's no glow on it yet. Okay, hold on. Hold your bright horses. Don't hold your regular horses, whatever you do. Okay, I think that was 10, so we can just go to the glow layer right next to it, theoretically, and go... I do want to go on the inside. I think the inside would look better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me grab it. Why does that not, like, flip properly? I hate that. That is really frustrating. When do you think this will be done? No idea. At this rate, I mean, I'm making decent progress on it. I have this much of it decorated block design-wise, but I'm going to have to go back through and do, you know, air deco and some background stuff and touch up the triggers, because most of the triggers for the background, ground, and object colors are done, but most of the color channel triggers are completely undone so far. So my initial first guess as to when this would be done would be around April. This isn't long enough at all. I think I undershot that. How did this happen to me? Let's try one more. Yeah, sometime in March or April, I would assume. As long as I'm able to keep up the consistency, but who knows what unexpected life events would start sucking up time in my spring. Would also like to beat ABP sometime. That'd be nice. I'm trying to divide my stream time pretty equally between beating ABP and making this. Okay, so we have that. I think that's the right color, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. What? What is happening? Why is this... What color is that? That's 1. And I settled on 4, didn't I? Yeah, so... Okay, alright. That's fine. I kind of like that being that way, though. Okay. That's fine. We'll use this for now. Okay. I think we're about ready, but first we need actual hitboxes here. And making the hitboxes is going to be weird. So we need color, not going to color, we need layer 6. Why isn't that on grid? What are you doing not on grid? That's fine. It's on a half grid, that's fine. What's up, boy in space? Finished history, very nice. Very nice academic pursuits that you were doing. Entirely too many people watch me in school. I think I stopped doing that. Why can't I hate that you can't copy values from multiple objects even if they have the same values. Like, really? Does that need to be a feature? Are we saving any lives by doing that? A slight concern of mine is that because this line inside is more defined than the outer line, it might look a little confusing. All right, I'm gonna make a separate glow. I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but we'll see. We'll see. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, and then these little rounded fellas, and then 10 more. Right? I think that's 10. No, that's 9. That's 10, I've decided. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do I need 11? I think I need 11. Yeah, okay. 10 is just not enough. I really thought that was 10. That's interesting. Okay, no big deal. Stop grabbing the wrong shit. Okay, so if this... Wait, what? Yes, alright. If this were used instead, do I need more? Do I really need more than 11? Wow. Cool. I really thought that was either 10 or 11. It's 12. It is 12. That's crazy. That's too many. We got to talk to somebody about this whole 12 thing. Get that figured out. If it's 13, I'm going to cry. Okay. No crying will be necessary. Did I not say paste state? Oh, I pasted the wrong state. Okay. Me when I paste California instead of Texas. That's kind of nice, doing both. That's pretty cool. I might prefer that. I don't want to go back and do that for all the past objects, though. I really don't. How dare you ignore the first part of my message? That was the least original thing anyone said in chat, so I will ignore it if I want. That does look pretty nice, having the glow on both sides. I think I'm going to get rid of the stuff inside, though. Yep, I think if it's just a basic 12-block system here, I don't... Actually, what am I doing? What am I doing? Wasting my own time. Grab the fucking thing. Gosh damn it, the click boxes for objects are so small, only when you don't want them to be. Okay, so now we have our hitboxes to do. This one, this guy, he's living. He's living. We are not going to change him one bit, but we will stick him in the stratosphere for potential copying later. This guy will be the final product that we put in here. So he... Oh, I made him too big. What? How did I make him too big? It's only 8. I'm so dumb. How do we fix that? Alright, well, we're not ending stream just yet. I was going to end after this object, but we got more building to do. Okay, getting rid of just all the shit in the middle here. That's super annoying. Most of it should be pretty easy. That's not going to be easy, though. These are blocks. Those aren't slopes. Alright, so I got to redo that. I have to redo this. Ah, that's frustrating. And then this middle chunk will get hollowed out. This has to be redone. Gosh, this video game. That is the structure we need. This right here. There it is. So now I have to remake all this shit. Okay. So this is an issue because we've removed two slopes length from this, right? And we can't just remove 2 blocks because we probably would need to remove 3 blocks if anything. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can rotate like so, remove 3 blocks from each side. That's way too small. We could try to just remove 2. That's also too small. Am I dumb? I think I'm the dumbest person. Oops, excuse me. But that's too big. That is not enough glow. So what we need to do is we need to use half blocks, which I really don't like doing, but whatever. At least I think the objects were in 1.9. I think... Is this correct, or do I need the bigger one? I need the bigger one. Okay. It's like super off-grid now, but that's okay. I should be able to just align this one somehow and then copy and paste that. Okay. So, scooch. Scooch. And that should be okay. So now, let's try this one more time. I did remove 1 block, didn't I? I didn't just add a half block for no reason. Yeah, okay. We should be good. That is looking pretty snazzy. We gotta do the same for this stuff. So this is now far too big. How much have you made today? So, it's funny. At the end of the last building stream, I had to end right about here. I didn't actually make very much during my first building stream. And then I got sick, uploaded my video from before I was sick, and I couldn't record a video because my voice was dead. So I had no content. I don't know how to work right now because my voice is out of commission. So I just built. I just kept making more and 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 more. And then I started to stream here. So all of this was over the weekend, in between my my deco streams. So stream 1 was like only what you see on screen right now. This was stream 1. This was all over the weekend, all over the weekend, all over the weekend, and this is stream 2. I started with this object and then built all this in 3 hours. Deco takes so long, dude. If you guys ask, if you've ever wondered why I don't decorate all my levels, like, howdy, you seem kind of competent at this deco thing. Why don't you do more? It's because it takes forever. You know how many videos I could make with the time I'm spending here? Oh my gosh. It's ridiculous. Okay, now I gotta freaking remake this. That's so annoying. How did I make it an entire, like, block too big? Okay, so if that's gonna be too much, right? Also, the 3D lines are just so disagreeable. Oh my gosh, how did I just make that? What is going on with me today? Grab the corners. Okay, is this still too big? Yes, it is, but we can fix that with a half block, which is super annoying, but that's okay. So we rotate this 45 degrees, cut out a little chunk right here. Oh gosh, this is not quite connected, is it? Alright, that's good. Alright, remove little chunks. And then we gotta replace them with these little half things. Ugh, I hate working with 3D lines. They just move so strangely. Oh my goodness.
Would you like ranch on your salad?
I will take my salad dry. Thank you.
Oh. Okay.
Did you preemptively put ranch on it?
No.
That would be really funny. You want ranch on your salad? As you say, with ranch on my salad? I will try.
Stop your stream.
I'm gonna end as soon as I wrap up this obstacle. What is going on here? Why? Why is it oh my gosh, fuck this fucking stupid game. Oh my gosh, the editor sucks so much ass. Alright. I gotta count up how many that was, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. 10 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. I hate the way the 3D lines move. They're so stupid, dude. Okay. I have food and I'm gonna eat it as soon as I can wrap up this stream, so it gives me motivation. Okay. No, wrong fucking thing. 4. It was right the first time, just the color was wrong. Okay, please tell me this is gonna work. That is good enough for me. That's kind of perfect, actually. Cool. All right, now we gotta do the same for the glow. I'll keep this just for the sake of copying it later, color-wise, property-wise. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a half. There we got the stupid corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. And then rotate. It should work. No, it doesn't. It needs an extra half block for some stupid reason. What are you talking about? What are you, dude? I don't appreciate you. I try to be smart and efficient with how I make my levels, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. Where's the half? There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. Give me the half. How much is left? Probably about half. Probably about half the level left. I mean, half the block design. And then I got to go back and do air deco and all that other jazz. So we still got plenty of deco. Air deco, background deco, triggers. I have at least all the background, ground, and object triggers are already done, but okay. Now I unlink, copy, paste, and then once I align this, it should look beautiful. Man, that would be so much easier if I had like scale and warp and stuff. Yeah, okay, that looks good. This is actually the right size this time, so I'm going to put this guy up in the stratosphere with his bigger brother. You guys just chill up here and then be cute. Drag this back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. Fire emoji. Finally, this is the right size. Now all we have to do is align it to the hitboxes and actually remove the proper hitboxes. So if we look at this right here, we need certain objects to go away. These will be repurposed somewhat for the sake of doing this, but I think I'm just going to make them invisible because it looks better. Oh wait, no, only one is removed here. Oh, only 2. I see. Okay. And then we will make these 0 brightness to make them invisible. If you just put something on a blending color and then drag the brightness all the way down, it will turn into black. You could also just do blending black because HSV wasn't a thing in 1.9, but I didn't know that. It's a little too late. That's fine. We'll worry about that later. It is done! It is done! Yay. Only... Well, why can't I still see the lines? Didn't I tell you to be 0 brightness? I did tell you to be 0 brightness. Oh, but it's light background. Oops. Light background will not work. And neither will this one, apparently. What is happening? What is going on? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing that's so right? What color are you? 1 brightness all the way down. What the fuck? What is happening? Why do certain objects just not want to be black? What's wrong with being black? Alright, here's what we do. Get rid of the blocks because they're disagreeable and dumb. And then we take these lines. Yes, lines. I like lines. 1, brightness 0. This should, by all means, be black. There's no reason this should be any other color. I do forget the orientation of these, though. I think it was like this. And then the freaking hitboxes don't update right away. Okay. I believe that is correct. That looks perfect. Goodness gracious. Alright. That is about all the deco I can handle today. I did that much deco today. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. Made some good progress. Created some challenging shapes and structures. I'll upload that to back it up, but it's still unlisted. Alright. That is going to be it for my stream. That was almost 3 hours of decorating. I don't know. At this rate, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to get this done. Favorite 9 circles level? That's a good question. I haven't played a lot. I don't know how I would even like look at that. Let me go to my completed demons really quick. 9 circles, problematic is somewhere. Problematic, ultra paracosm. I'm just gonna look through all the ones I've beaten and then pick up favorite. Retro circles. Jawbreaker's probably the best so far. I know some Jawbreaker haters out there, but I think it's quite good. Infinite circles, no. It will not be that one. Fairy Dust is okay. Poltergeist is unbalanced as hell, but it's okay. Paracosm circles is fine. Trump circles, it's hard to comment on that one now. Back in 2016, it was funny. Not as many as I thought, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't beaten that many 9 circles levels. I beat the realistic recently, and that one was pretty good. It was honestly a really solid level. I like the realistic. There's a couple more. Secret Box is pretty good. The buffer sequences are ass, but Sharp Miner's pretty good. It might be the realistic. I'm gonna be honest. The realistic is really good. Yeah, I like the realistic a lot. Secret Box was almost really good, but the buffer sequences suck so much ass. Oh, Biden Circles, obviously. It's not rated, which is why I didn't think of it at the moment, but... Yeah, Biden Circles is my favorite, that's true. Biden Circles is so hard to beat, dude. It's so good. So stupid. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but hardest, or not hardest, my favorite rated Circles level is probably the realistic. At least out of the ones I've beaten. There's some really cool ones that I would like to beat, but maybe just my eyes can't handle it, or it's a little too hard, but... Whatever the case. I am going to end stream now because I have food that is getting cold. I'm going to go eat that with my mouth, and it's going to be good. But before we go, let's thank all the wonderful people who stopped by and donated to the Howdy Foundation here today. We got Lunatic Husky kicking things off with a $5 donation. I appreciate that. Good luck on the Sonic Wave Infinity. My goodness, that is a ridiculous challenge. Gosh, I don't even know how you're so ready for that so quickly after Cosmic Cyclone. That's crazy. The Juxt with, let's see, let's count them up. 6, 8, 10, 12... 14, 16, 18, 20, 25 Australian people given to us by the Juxt. Oh, plus 10. I missed the $10. Okay, 35. 35 Australians. I think that's the same as last time. It's 2 streams in a row where you donated over 30 Australian people. That is crazy. Thank you so much. Sync renewing the featured membership for 17 months. He has fucko bands. That's so stupid. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. And good to see you. Congrats on getting your stuff on Spotify. That's awesome. Spotify is a huge pain in the butt to, like, get whitelisted on or whatever. Like, get verified. However that whole process works. Chag went through it. It sounded like a pain in the butt. Aquatic GMD with 3 Australians. Thank you. Maverick Harding with $4 today. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Plains Biome stopping by, dropping a couple American dollars. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. And that is all. You guys were an excellent chat. I will see you soon for more ABP grind. And hopefully for another video as well. Hopefully I can get something recorded tomorrow if my voice is feeling better. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Why did I join and see some cheeks? What do you mean some cheeks? There's 0 cheeks here. Only the cheeks that you brought. If you see cheeks, it's on you. Anyways, you guys have been a good chat. Have a good rest of your day or night. And goodbye forever.